Good morning. I've got my work cut out for me today. I don't know whether I'm going to get this all done today, but Kenny's here. He's going to help, obviously. I've got to flip this entire border. I took my garlic out the other day. I've got all these onions to come out. I've got chard to come out, and I've got broad beans to come out because I've got a desperate need to get my New Zealand yams in the ground. I'll show you them after. They're in a little bit of a mess. The onions they're pretty much ready to come out. All the red ones have gone to seed, so they can just come out. They're not very good size. The shallots are ready, they've gone to seed. And the yellow onions, some of the green has started to fall over, so that means they're ready. So even though some of them still haven't fallen over, I'm still going to take them out because I've got to get this border done. So off we go. Get these red onions out first. Hardly grown. Right, that's the red onions out. They're pretty, well actually on the top there they don't look too bad. Small to medium. A lot of them are just literally like a large salad onion. I don't know about keeping grown red onions, to be honest with you, because they always bolt and they're never a very good size. Anyway, nonetheless, that's a great big heap of onions. And I'm always happy if I get some food out of the ground. Right, onwards. I think I'll take the shallots out next. Right, I've never grown shallots before, so I don't exactly know what to expect, but they don't look very big again. As I say, they have bolted, so they're not going to get any bigger now. Ouch! Spike me bottom with the clinking gooseberry bush. Oh. Whew, right, that's the shallots up. Actually, I have no idea whether that's good or bad, but honestly, they don't look like they've grown much more since I put them in. I guess they've tripled because there's 3 or 4 in each clump. Anyway, yeah, that's them up. Now on for the yellow onions, which are just about there, I would have said. Hope I get a better bunch of onions from them. So these are looking a bit better. As I say, if you look at this one, all the greenery's fallen over like that. When it does that, you know the onion's ready and it's not going to grow anymore. There's 1 or 2 done that. Not all of them, but as I say, I need the border, so they're all coming out. And I mean, they're not going to grow much more now. These little ones at the front are hopeless size. That's a bit better. Well, I know I've complained all the way through digging these up, but I mean, that's a right pile of onions there, isn't it? Couldn't really complain. The ones that have already gone off to seed, like the red ones and the shallots, they won't store well, so they've got to be eaten first. I mean, there's an absolute mound of them there, so what I will probably do is chop them up and just put them straight into the freezer in bags, and I can just use them as I want them. The yellow onions that haven't gone to seed, they should store. I'm going to dry them out and put them to one side and keep them for later in the year. Right, next thing that's got to come out is this chard, which is a right shame. Chard's a biennial, and this is this chard's second year, and it's trying to go off to seed all the time, but the fact is there's just loads of good leaf on there still to eat. Anyway, I've got to get it out. I need the border, and the hens will enjoy it, so all's not lost. Now, as you can see, there's these other little bits of foliage there. I planted these a while ago. There's a red spinach and there's a couple of, what are they now? I think it's perennial spinach. I'm just going to actually leave them in to grow around the next crop for the minute. We'll see how they get on. So these broad beans have got to come out. They're not quite there, so it's a bit unfortunate, but as I say, got to come out because I need the border. We're going to get beans like at the bottom half. They're ready. At the top half of the plant, they haven't quite gotten to the full size. But really, these were planted as an extra anyway, so I'm not worried about it. What Kenny's doing is he's just snipping off the plant at the ground level rather than pulling the whole thing out. Because beans are nitrogen fixers. If you ever pull a bean plant up out of the ground, you can have a look at the roots, and you can often see the little white nodules all over the roots, which are nitrogen fixing.
Stung.
Nettle there. Which is good. Right, Kenny's been attacked by nettles, so he's giving it a rub with a dock leaf. Really works that, by the way. If you've never tried it, I'm sure most people have. Like, if you really mush up the dock leaf and really rub it in hard, it does work for the nettles.
You've got to be quick though.
Yeah.
Really quick, you know. Right, okay. Put one glove on as a compromise.
I want to stand on my onions. Yeah, so as I was saying, you can see, oh, you're standing on all my stuff.
Yeah, I can't help it, I'm afraid. Sorry.
Those plants and where your boot is, that's my spinach. Please try not to stand on them. Yeah, we'll try again. The nitrogen fixing nodules, and you can see them on the roots, and they're like little white balls. And of course your soil needs nitrogen, and those little balls obviously help keep it in the ground. So if you're taking up beans or peas, it's best to just snip them off rather than pulling them out.
There's a potato in here.
Ah, no, they're everywhere this year. So once we get this border all weeded out and ready, what we're putting in is New Zealand yams. Another name for them is ochre. This is what they're supposed to look like. I don't know whether you can see little bushy ones. I've had mine, these are volunteer ones that came up from last year. I've grown mine on in pots at home up till now. And they don't look like this. That's why they're desperate need to get in. I'll show you. Right, so this is the New Zealand yam that we've got. As you can see that? I'm not sure where I am here. They're very tall, very leggy. I had them behind a whole bunch of other plants and I didn't actually realise how bad they were. And they're all just falling over under their own weight. So if you're new to the channel, you maybe won't have heard of New Zealand yams. I don't think many people grow them. If you've been watching us for a while, you'll know I go on and on about these. We love them. They're a tuber. They're like a lemony, nutty kind of flavour, and you can eat them raw, or you can roast them, or just boil them. You just pretty much use them like potatoes unless you're eating them raw, like. Yeah, so we like to grow these, and each year I bought 10 little tubers about 2 years ago, and each year I've just saved some of them back when we get a harvest. And now I've got this mass. I think I've got about 12 plants here. With these is plant them as deeply as we can. Unfortunately the soil in this border isn't terribly deep, so we're going to plant them as deeply as we can, and then we're going to try and earth them up with compost. Crouch there, get that lemon. What do you call it? Gooseberry up my bottom. Right. Now the problem with this border is when we first made it, we used the hugelkultur method, which we seem to be quite fond of, and there was lots of rotting wood, or there is lots of rotting wood underneath this. As I see it, not a massive amount of soil. Oh, there's a little potato you're digging up. Great. Just put, yeah. But actually it's not too bad. Now the ochre. Split one.
There's a big one as well.
Ah, drat.
Hang on, let me see if there's any more. I don't want to lose them if they're there. Okay.
Concrete.
Yeah.
The New Zealand yams, we don't harvest them until 3 weeks after your first frost. When all the foliage dies back after the first frost, it pushes all the nutrition into the tubers, and that's how you get better sized and better flavoured tubers. So I'm not expecting to harvest these until certainly December.
It's pretty good down here actually. It's nice soil.
Good.
Yeah.
So these holes aren't really as deep as I'd wanted them to be, but they won't go down any further. So it's going to have to do, and I'm going to have to compensate by earthing them up as much as I can. Oh, look at those roots. Needed to be in the ground a long while ago. Right. Press down.
Oh, you big. I sent the bead around there. Okay. I think that'll do.
think it'll have to do, really. Press it right hard.
Okay.
That one's a bit deeper. So last one, they're all in, but they look pretty sorry for themselves.
Plastic. They're wilting a bit, aren't they?
We just haven't been able to get them deep enough. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim a bit off the top. They've got 6 months before they're ready to harvest. So I reckon they can recover fine in that time. I'm sure they'll be fine. They just need to bush out a bit instead of being so leggy. Yeah, so I don't worry these are going to get blown over in the wind. The stems are very fleshy, so I'm just going to cut them down a bit. They've got 6 months to recover before they get to harvest, so that looks better like that.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, the hens, you'll eat that.
I give it to the hens, they're
It's
loving it.
oxalis, oxalis out the oxalis family. Oh, I don't know what type that is.
Yeah.
Aye, they're pretty mischievous, the birds round here, I have to say.
They are. It's the magpies.
Well, the wife's had a bit of success doing courgette and lime cake.
Aye.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah, yeah. Quite successful.
Right, so I feel a lot happier about these now. They look all right. I mean, they're a bit straggly, but I'm pretty sure they'll be fine. I've got a whole bunch of onions and some beans and even a few potatoes. So that's success as far as I'm concerned. Catch you next time. Bye.